My next example is also a background replacement, but in addition, I've changed some of the foreground elements here just to make the composition more pleasing. I'm going to flip over to one of the raw captures here just to show you what I'm starting with. So here's the image that I captured. I think it's a milkweed plant, and it is near sunset, but the sky is not that interesting and it's very busy. Let me flip back to the composited image. Here it is. Now, just as we've done in previous examples, I'm going to just march up the layer stack here to see how we've gone from the starting layer all the way through to the final rendering. So let me turn off the visibility of everything but the bottommost layer, and it's a pretty nice sunset. Let's see, after that I'm putting in the some of the unopened milkweed pods there. Oh, this is a whole layer group, right? So this was done in many steps, right? If we kind of just march up that group, that looks just like a little fix-up. There's one pod, there's a couple of more pods, there's a pod on the right. So each one of those pods or pod groups was put in separately. Then I'm going to put the big milkweed plant in, and this is also a layer group. So if I look inside there, I can see there's a few steps there. But the trick in compositing this part of the image in is that the mask for masking those wispy strands of milkweed is a challenge, right? It's not, that kind of a mask is a tough mask to make. So it took me a while to do that one. Okay, after that, I changed the overall tone, changed the hue sat on the top a little bit, and finally changed the overall tone. So strategy-wise, this is a straight background replacement, but some of these milkweed pods in the foreground have been rearranged and scaled so that it's, to my eye, a more pleasing composition. My next and final wildlife example is a magnificent California condor, the bird with the largest wingspan of all the birds in North America. And this composite was made from images taken on a trip I did to San Diego in 2014. And rather than march up the layer stack here, what I'm going to do is just show you the captures that went into this rendering without going through all the details of the layer stack. But here's the shore, a nice picture of the ocean that I shot near San Diego, maybe up a little bit north in La Jolla. The picture of the condor itself comes from, I believe there's some kind of a wildlife farm or rescue or park or something like that. It's been a while since, and the details have grown hazy, but this condor is contained in a very large, like netted area. And I like this image of him because of the curvature of the wings. So here's a kind of a straight up composite of the three pieces. The problem with this is everything is kind of in sharp focus. My rendering has a much, not only softer focus on the background, but almost like a painter leaf feel to it because of filters I used in the rendering. So this comes from three pieces. An image of the bird that was masked, an image of the ocean that was combined with a third image of the sky to make this composition. My next example takes that same idea that you saw in the previous example, that of combining multiple images together to make a composite image. And this rendering is of a waterfall in the Ricketts Glen State Park in Pennsylvania. And it's an amazing park. There's 20-some named waterfalls on maybe a 3 or 4 mile loop that's in that park. Really a great place. I'll show you the capture of that waterfall. There it is. And the pieces that went into that final composited image were many. Here's all the pieces. I've collected them together in a little collage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pieces. Some of the pieces got put in more than once, all put together to make that composited image.